How to see stars, Cancer the crab, Leo the lion, and Hydra the sea snake. Welcome back, everyone. Time to see some more stars. You might hear some weed eaters or lawnmowers in the background because it's spring around here, and of course that means getting outside and doing the yard work. So ignore that if you can, and just focus on what we're going to do here and setting our sights on finding Cancer the crab and Hydra the sea snake in the spring Northern Hemisphere sky. And we're going to use what we've already learned about finding Leo the lion in a previous lesson to help us out here too. So if you need catching up on any previous lessons that we've already gone through, we've got a couple of playlists here on the channel that you can check out as well, as we're going to be picking up here on what we've learned before as we go ahead. So we're starting with an image of what's going on in the sky story as we face south and look up into the Northern Hemisphere sky at the beginning of the month of May. And this will hold through the entire month of May, but we'll start out at the beginning of the month as we're getting into this here. So we're looking up at the real oracle, or the real all-seeing eye in the sky as we call it, at the beginning of May, the hour after the sun sets for the day. And we're looking for Cancer the crab and Hydra the sea snake. Because these two constellations are a bit of a challenge to identify for different reasons, as we're going to see, we're going to make things easier on ourselves by locating Leo the lion first. So you'll find Leo at this time of the year lined up right at the special cross of the north-south meridian line and the arc of the ecliptic. Now remember, it's Regulus, Leo's bright heart star, that makes Leo's body easier to spot, as Leo's head, the stars there, are a bit dimmer. But it's easier to see once you identify the body of Leo first. Now, to help find these dimmer stars that make up the constellation just to the west of Leo, where we're going to find Cancer the crab, you're going to look to your right from Leo's location when you're looking up and see if you can find Cancer the crab by comparing this image and the shape that Cancer makes in the sky to what you can find in the actual sky when you step outside tonight. Now, there are no bright stars in the crab to help you, but if your eyes drift too far, you're going to run right along the arc of the ecliptic, going more to the right or to the west, into the very bright head stars of Gemini, called Castor and Pollux from our last lesson. Because as you can see, Gemini has moved far more westward from its position at the special cross of the north-south meridian line in the arc of the ecliptic area, where we were last looking at Gemini during the spring equinox about 6 weeks earlier. So if you run into Castor and Pollux, then you know you've gone too far, because Cancer sits in between Leo and Gemini. So those are your landmarks, so to speak, in the sky to help you pinpoint Cancer's location. And Cancer will be easier to see if you are in an area with low light pollution because of the dimmer stars that make up Cancer. Now, even though Cancer is a constellation that doesn't shine very bright in the sky, that doesn't mean that there's any lack of starring and supporting roles that Cancer plays in many myths and stories from ancient Egypt to the modern day, some of which we've already gotten into in our private videos, and that includes our breakdown of the well-known kids' cartoon favorite, SpongeBob SquarePants. And no, SpongeBob isn't a representation of Cancer the crab, but SpongeBob's boss, Mr. Krabs, is. The constellation of Hydra the sea snake is where we are focusing next. So if you find Leo again at the special cross of the north-south meridian line in the arc of the ecliptic, just drop your eyes straight down from there, just a bit lower to the horizon, still following the north-south meridian line. You should be able to find the head stars of Hydra just below Cancer and Leo. Hydra will just be crossing over the north-south meridian line area in the middle of the real all-seeing eye in the sky. Now, because Hydra sits lower to the horizon, you want to make sure that you're at a location when you're going to view it that gives you a view over any tall tree lines, if they're present in your area, to get a good look at this very long constellation that you will see reaches over to the east of the real oracle, or the real all-seeing eye in the sky. Now, Hydra the sea snake is a sea snake specifically because of its location in this area of the sky that was known in ancient times to be called the Celestial Sea. So we'll see Hydra show up playing starring roles in many famous stories that we'll be decoding in the future, where Hydra often plays a villain role, slithering around as the snake in the grass or in a garden, chasing after both men and women, just like Hydra looks to be chasing Orion, the man, right, across the sky during the entire month of May in the Northern Hemisphere at sunset sky. Some of the info in this piece comes from our book series Constellations by Campfire for the spring season. Constellations by Campfire is a series of books to help you learn the star constellations of the Northern Hemisphere sky by season of the year, with full-page star maps to help you out. And you can find these books and much more at our website at starsnearme.com. And the links are going to be found for that down in the description as well. And this piece you want to know is a part of a free course that we have in Alternative Astronomy to help even the complete beginner learn how everything in the sky cycles above all of our heads. And you can find many other lessons organized in playlists here on the channel. I think that'll do it for this piece. So until next time, stay lit and be well.